Hello. Hello, and welcome back to Fate Stay Night. We actually made it past February 3rd now. Anyway, so, if you're seeing this, then that means I did not upload anything yesterday. I'm actually going to not start with this because oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to show you a few things that I found out while I was setting up, which is that I found out in the gallery. Among these is the fact that it tracks what the how many of the tiger dojos you've visited are. But I also found these, which means I don't actually have to continue using the thumbnail template I have set up, and I can just use these, which I'm sure won't go poorly at all. I'm not updating the previous thumbnails though. Too much. Anyway, with that being said, let's get into it. That being said, winter 5 years ago. It was a beautiful moonlit night. I was just enjoying the sight with my father, Emiya Kidetsugu. Boy, I think that's gonna be an important character. It was winter, but it wasn't very cold. On the veranda, it was just a little chilly. Oh, I know what this is. The perfect weather to watch the moon. Kidetsugu didn't go outside much anymore. He rarely went out, and he spent most of his time lounging around the house. Every time I recall this, I still feel regret. Why didn't I realize that he was acting the way any creature does when they know their time is almost up? He blurted it out just out of nowhere. My father, who already seemed like a champion just as my eyes, said that it is if you were reflecting on a memory. But you wanted to, so you gave up on? I asked, unable to completely hide my disappointment. Kidetsugu smiled apologetically and looked up at the distant.
残念ながらね。ヒーローは期間限定で大人になると名乗るのが難しくなるんだ。そんなこと。もっと早くに気がつけばよかった。
That made sense to me. I wasn't sure why, but if Kidetsugu said it, then it had to be true. Does it? No, that's too bad.
そうだね。本当にしようがない。
I can't wait. Sorry. I can't wait for when Fate Extra actually finally releases. That way I have, this is all great and all, but it's not exactly the most, what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't matter. But you all know what I mean. It's like, there's more player input in an RPG than there is in a visual novel. But, Kidetsugu nodded in agreement, so I just kind of blurted something out as if it were a natural thing to say. Okay, if you can't do it, then I'll do it for you. You can't do anything because you're an adult, but you can leave your dream to me, because I'll make it a reality. The bold promise made my father smile. His face said everything I needed to know. Kidetsugu made a long, contented sigh and whispered.
安心した。
There, he closed his eyes, and so too, his life came to a close. That's better last words than some of, our presidents, like water for Ulysses S. Grant. Real thing. And if you're just finding out that Ulysses S. Grant was president, what the fuck are they teaching in classes now? He looked so peaceful, like he was just going to wake up in the morning, so I didn't think much about it. Maybe it was because by then I was used to seeing death. On a winter night, the man I called my father looked up at the moon and entered a long sleep. The yard was dead silent, not so much as a single chirp from an insect. I would like to point out that during all of this, he's narrating this in his own head. He's still got a fucking hole in his body left from Heracles. I still remember how fiercely my eyes blazed on that bright, clear night. I didn't cry aloud, nor did I feel sad, but tears flowed down my cheek until the moon sank past the horizon. Wake up, dirtbag! This happened in the winter 5 years ago. I probably cried 10 years worth of tears in that time, so after that there was nothing left. Fujini's dad took care of the funeral arrangements, and that's how I ended up living in the Emiya mansion all alone. Kidetsugu's passing didn't change anything for me. I was suddenly becoming the man who champions justice and does what's right, just like my father. Well, let's just say you have better methods, so I didn't have time to sit around. That's right, I never talked about this, but I still remember it. It feels like the sort of thing you should share with a therapist, along with your memories of the fire. Exactly. 10 years ago, a man saved me from a fire. He picked up a burned, dying child and carried him out of hell, weeping with joy. I've admired him ever since. Nobody saved me. I couldn't save anyone. In the ruins of the fire, there was only a boy who was saved, and the man who saved him. That's why I aspired to be like him. I wanted to become a hero of justice that saves people and doesn't let anyone die. That's who he wanted to be, and he passed his wish on to me. No, he didn't. You offered to take it up, and then said yes for him, before quietly letting the curtain fall. It's only natural for a child to follow in their father's footsteps. Amiya Shirou must have become a hero of justice and save someone the way that he was once saved. Sorry. Speaking of which, actually not speaking of which, because it's completely different. I'm looking for a thing that allows me to record videos off my Switch 2, so I can actually record Mario Kart World gameplays and also Paper Mario. But that won't be for a while. I swore to myself I would do it. I vowed to fulfill the dream of the man I most admired, but honestly I didn't know how. What did Kiritsugu mean by doing the right thing and championing justice, dream of making everyone happy come true? Seriously, what am I supposed to do when I become a master and I can't get the blonde girl with me out of my head? Are you finally waking up? Oh look, he woke up. I wake up in my room. Yeah, if you can call this a room. Something tastes terrible. The steely tang of blood clogs my mouth. Ooh, does it taste like iron? Because that does indeed taste terrible. It pooled in my mouth while I slept, and every time I breathed, heavy metallic air filled my lungs. I'm not sure why I feel this way. Really? You're not sure why you feel this way? A violent urge to vomit makes me want to go wash my face in the restroom. Okay. I lift myself out of bed. Dizziness sets my head spinning. Yeah, you tend to do that when you lost a lot of blood. Feeling uneasy on my feet, I plant a hand on the wall. I try to move, but it only makes the nausea worse. No, it's more pain than nausea. My body feels sluggish, and my insides seem to churn whenever I move. And I imagine this is about what it feels like if someone forced hot lead down my throat. No, you die a lot quicker. Well, either you're going to die from drowning due to molten lead, you're going to die from, heat from molten lead, or lead poisoning from molten lead. Hang on, I'll be right back. I'm recording this during Super Bowl Sunday, of course, because why would I do that? I'm also recording this at 18, so no, not 18. 18, yes. Sorry. Just oh. Anyway, I wipe the sweat from my forehead and hobble out of my room, laying against the wall. By the way, if you hear any background noise, like cheering, that would be the living room. Okay, I feel a little better. I wash my face and dry off my sweat-drenched body. For some reason, my abdomen is wrapped in bandages. Bro, I wonder why. Really? You have no idea why? It might be because you got clobbered and you got a fucking log stuck through you. No idea why, but I'll deal with it later. I'm hungry. Did I leave any extra food in the fridge? My stomach feels like it's churning, but my body needs nourishment. That doesn't seem like a particular... I suck up the discomfort and keep walking braced against the wall. The dizziness won't go away, and worst of all, my whole body feels dull. I keep moving forward, making pathetic noises along the way. What the hell did I do before I went to bed last night? Bro just woke up with amnesia and does not remember. Does not remember spending 5 hours walking around Fuyuki. I don't remember training strenuously enough to make my entire body ache. I reached the living room. Is that... Okay, sure. Sakura and Fujini must be at Sakura? Yeah. There's no signs of breakfast, nor do I see any remnants of Fujini wrecking the place. Living room's quiet like a typical Sunday. Oh, hello!
おはよう。勝手に上がらせてもらってるわ。エミヤ君。
Or not. Eh? Tasaka Veen is sitting on the floor by the table in the living room. Damn it!
おはよう。勝手に上がらせてもらってるわ、エミヤくん。
Sorry about that. Tasaka Sheen is sitting on the floor by the table in the living room. She's so calm, like she owns the place so much that I feel like the guest here. I have no idea what to say, so I plop down on the cushion. Then I take a deep breath. Tasaka, why are you?
待った。その前に謝ってくれない？昨夜の一件についての謝罪を聞かないと落ち着けないわ。
I can't even finish asking why she's in my house. Tasaka declares I need to know how angry she is. She seems upset about something that happened last night, but what exactly? Wait. Oh, it only came to you just now? I remember now. Right, this isn't the time for me to be leisurely breathing in the morning air. I tried to help save her, and Berserker gutted me like a fish. Nausea returns. A chill grips my entire body as I remember the feeling of having a gaping hole in my body. Yeah, you'd think you'd remember that. Wait, that's weird. I should have died instantly. That's weird. Why am I still here?
思い出した？昨夜自分がどんなバカをしでかしたかって。なら少しは反省しなさい。
It's a fucking crock. Lies, it's cheese. Tasaka huffs critically. That kinda ticks me off. My brain frozen since seeing Tasaka in my living room finally grabs an action. What are you talking about? I had no choice. Well, sure, it might seem like an idiotic move to just look at the results, and I definitely meant for it to go better than it did, so I wouldn't say it was a mistake. I return her glare, insisting that I'm not an idiot. Real convincing. What? Why is she making such a show of sighing at me?
マスターが死んだらサーバントは消えるって言ったでしょ？だって言うのにサーバントをかばうなんてどうかしてるわ。いい？あなたが死んでしまえばセイバーだって消えてしまう。セイバーを救いたかったのならもっと安全な場所からできる手段を考えなさい。
It's wild to think that me picking Help Saber was the better of the two options.
まったく身を挺してサーバントを守るなんて行為は無駄以外の何者でもないって分かってるの？
I wasn't shielding her, I was just trying to get her out of there. Didn't think that would happen to me. I knew I might die if I got near a monster like that, but that's beside the point.
そう勘違いしてるみたいね、あなた。
It's like, it's at this point, Rin realizes she's taking care of three different idiots. It's like, she reminds me of that scene in Wildlife where Lizzie's like, I've got my own idiots to take care of. And Jeb's like, I've got my own idiots to take care of, and he's your husband.
教会まで連れて行ったのはあなたに勝たせるためじゃないわ。あれはね、何も知らないあなたが一人でも生き残れるようにって考えた結果なの。どうもそのあたりは分かってなかったみたいね。
It sounds like Shirou's response is about to be, I have a code of morals and a chance to survive.
そうよ。負けることがそのまま死につながるって知れば、そう簡単に博打は打たなくなる。エミヤくん、こういう状況でも一人で夜出歩きそうだから。脅しをかけておけば、家中の栗を拾うこともなし、うまくいけば最後までやり過ごせるかもって思ったの。
I see, that didn't cross my mind, but why are you upset? What does me dying have to do with you?
関係あるわよ。この私を一晩も心配させたんだから。
Sokka's practically throwing a tantrum, practically, but okay, it actually feels good to have someone worry about me. From her tone, it sounds like Sokka was the one who took care of me. That's so, well, I guess I owe you one, Sokka. Thanks. I bow my head in appreciation and reply.
わかればいいのよ。これに懲りたら次はもっと頭のいい行動してよね。
Sokka quickly turns away. She might still be angry, but I feel like she's in a better mood.
じゃあこれで昨日のことはおしまいね。本題に入るけど、真面目な話と昨日の話、どっちにする？
Tasaka prompts me matter of fact. Her straightforwardness takes me off guard, but now I think about it, she must be here only because she has something to discuss. If she hadn't something to hadn't something to discuss, perfectly normal English sentence, she'd have gone home already. Tasaka's my enemy, so what could she have to talk about that would prompt her to stay in enemy territory? Ooh, I have an idea. I'm curious to know what she's thinking, and I also want to know what else happened last night. I have to ask anyway, so... Okay. There are 3 different paths here, but both of them, so there's 3 different paths here, and the bottom 2 basically go to the same place as the top one, but the top one does have an added benefit of making Reen will remember this. Reen gains a point of what I don't know, but it does influence things later on. So I'm going to hit this button. If I have to go back and hit those other buttons to get different endings, I'll do that in a separate video after I'm done with Heaven's Feel, but not now. You know? Alright. So, let's talk about yesterday. There's no point in talking until I understand my own situation. I need to understand where I am before I try to get where I'm going. That's the basics for a journey. Okay, let's start with what happened last night.
そうね。まずは状況を知るのが先。なんだ、まともに頭が働くじゃない、あなた。
I don't like this painting, Charlie. Its smug aura mocks me. With a smug grin, Tasaka launches into a brief explanation of last night's events. Apparently, Berserker left right after I lost consciousness. Really? Because I seem to remember reading that. Afterwards, my body started to heal on its own and was back to normal after a few minutes. I wonder why that could be. I was still unconscious as Tasaka brought me here and the rest was as I remember it.
ここで重要なのは、あなたはあなた一人で生き切ったっていう事実よ。確かに私は手助けしたけど、あの傷を完治させたのはあなた自身の力だった。そこ、勘違いしないでよね。
Okay, so I'm looking ahead somewhat. Okay. So there's something called solo equals 1, but I'm not seeing it pop up earlier, so... So I'm thinking that So I'm thinking that I might not have access to it right now, but I'm going to see. That's what it sounds like from the way you told it. So you aren't the only. So you aren't the one who healed me, Jesus.
まさか死にかけてる人間を蘇生させるなんて芸当はもう私にはできない。
I seem to remember.
エミやシローは自分でぶっ飛んだ中身をどうにかしたのよ。
I seem to remember getting stabbed in the heart and you being perfectly able to fix that. Now, I don't really have an answer to that. My stomach is back to normal, yes, but I'm mostly still dubious about what Tasaka said. I can't even use any healing magecraft, much less raise the dead.
そうなると原因はサーバントね。
Is it?
あなたのサーバントはよっぽど強力なのか、それとも召喚の時に何か手違いが生じたのか。
That's a real nice
まあ
theory.
両方だと思うけど、何らかのラインがつながったんでしょうね。
That's a real nice theory you got there. Be a shame if it was only partially correct. I'm sure that would make you fucking flustered. Line? You mean like some sort of fated line that connects familiar and its made? I've connected the dots. You haven't connected shit. I've connected them.
あら、ちゃんと使い物知識はあるじゃない。
I feel like one of the words in this sentence should be italicized, and I feel like it's due or knowledge
なら
or
話
something.
は早いわ。要するにエミヤ君とセーバーの関係は普通の主人と使い魔の関係じゃないってこと。見たところセイバーには自然治癒の力もあるみたいだから、 それがあなたに流れてるんじゃないかな。
Sorry about that.
普通は魔術師の能力が使い魔に付与されるんだけど、あなたの場合は使い魔の特殊能力が主人を助けてるってわけ。
So it's like a river flowing upstream.
うまい例えね。本来ならありえないだろうけど、セーバーの魔力ってのは川の流れを変えるほど膨大なんでしょ。そうでなければあの体格でバーサーカーとまともに打ち合うなんて考えられない。
First of all, rude. Second of all, yeah, it could be Saber. It could also be the Chicago municipal government. 3. That's such a dumb. That's such like. Okay, so if you don't know, because this is a bit of trivia I know, is that the city of Chicago managed to reverse the flow of the Chicago River from the way it was before. I don't know which way though. And tiny frame of hers against Berserker. Yes, but they are servants, and so also it's not like she's got, nothing. It wouldn't normally be possible. Does that mean your relationship with Archer is a normal mage and familiar relationship?
そうよ。人の言うこと全然聞かないやつだけど、一応そういう関係。
Wild heart that can't be broken, or something like that.
マスターとサーバントのつながりなんてガソリンとエンジンみたいなものだもの。こっちが魔力を提供して、あっちがそれを食べるだけ。
I sense a problem.
まあ中には肉体面でもサーバントと共有して疑似的な不死を得たマスターもいたそうよ。サーバントが死なない限り自分も死なないなんていうやつなんだけど。エミヤくん、人の話聞いてる？
Pseudo immortality by physically fusing their servant. Hey, this sounds familiar. Mashkiri light. Yeah, I am. The sock does that mean my body will heal from injuries even if I don't do anything about them. I was initially confused about the lack of quotation marks because I didn't think he was still speaking, but no, he was.
あなたのサーバントの魔力を消費してね。理屈はわからないけど、原因がセイバーの実体化にあることは間違いないわ。あなたが自然治癒の呪いなんて習得しているはずはないから。
Oh, of course not. My old man never taught me something that complicated.
そうじゃなくて、そうだったら私が悩む必要はなかったっていうことよ。いいわ。あなたには関係のない話だから。
Huh? What does she mean? I wonder what Tasaka's being so roundabout. I'll be the
まあいいわ。
rat.
とにかくあまり無茶はしないこと。
As noted previously, I am a major Yes fan. Massive Yes fan.
今回は助かったからいいけど、次にあんな傷を負ったらまず助からないはずだから。多少の傷なら治るなんていう甘い考えは捨てた方がいいでしょうね。
I know, Saber had to help me because I went and got myself hurt. I don't have any excuses for that.
バカね。そんな理由じゃないわよ。断言してもいいけど、あなたの傷を治すと減るのはセイバーの魔力だけじゃない。
It's almost like this is a comedy bit where Rin just plainly states thing and Shirou does his absolute best to misinterpret literally everything she says. Also known as an autist speaking to a
それ絶対なんか使
non-autist.
ってるわ。寿命とか性分とか預金残高とか、ともかく何かが減りまくってるに違いないんだから。
Tasaka huffs once again, and I agree, but Tasaka, I don't think my bank account has anything to do with it.
関係あるわよ。魔術ってのは金食い虫なんだから。使ってればどんどんお金は減っていくものなの。
The analogy makes perfect sense. It's just that he's a fucking dumbass.
そうでなければ許さないんだから。特に私が。
Tasaka's fire burns with fury. Tasaka absolutely. It's not in all caps. That's how you know she's not truly mad. Tasaka absolutely explodes with fury. It's odd, really. The more I talk to her, the more this Tasaka feels like the real one, while the girl at school feels like an act. No shit. Though I guess I already noticed that yesterday. Double no shit.
まあ、お金の話は置いとくとして。 次は真面目な話だけど、いいかしら、エミヤ君。
It's the main reason you're here, isn't it? Let's hear it.
じゃあ率直に聞くけど、エミヤ君、あなたこれからどうするつもり？
Tasaka asked the one question I hoped she wouldn't. Actually, that's not entirely true. It's not that I don't want her to ask so much as I haven't really thought of my answer yet. Come on. What am I gonna do now? It's the question I want to ask. To be honest, I don't know. I know there's a competition for the Holy Grail, but I've never been in a battle between mages. For one thing, more than anything, I want to avoid any killing. I'm not interested in something like the Holy Grail. I don't really know if I can risk my life for something I don't want.
言うと思った。あなたね、そんなこと言ったらサーバントに殺されるわよ。
Kill me. Why?
サーバントの目的も聖杯だから。彼らは聖杯を手に入れるという条件だからこそマスターの召喚に応じているのよ。サーバントにとって最も重要なのは聖杯なの。彼らは聖杯を手に入れる可能性があるからマスターに従い、時にマスターのために命を落とす。だっていうのに聖杯なんていらないよなんて言ってみなさい。裏切り者と切り殺されても文句は言えないでしょ。
What the hell? That doesn't sound right. Servants are the ones who summoned by masters, right? Then
サーバントが無償で人間に従うなんて思ってたの？聖杯は手に入れた者の望みを叶える。それはマスターの守護者であるサーバントも例外じゃない。サーバントたちにもね、それぞれ何らかの欲望があるのよ。だからこそ彼らは本来ありえない召喚に応じている。聖杯を手に入れるためにマスターがサーバントを呼び出すじゃない。聖杯が手に入るからサーバントはマスターの呼び出しに応じるのよ。
The servants have Really? People have free will, do they, Shirou? Is that a radical concept to you? I mean, it's the name of the game that they don't, but, you know. Does that mean Saber also has a wish she wants granted by the Holy Grail? Yes.
だからサーバントはマスターが命令しなくとも他のマスターを消しにかかる。聖杯を手に入れるのは一人だけ。自分のマスター以外に聖杯が渡るのは彼らだって承知できないのよ。マスターと違ってサーバントには霊樹を奪うなんてことはできない。彼らが他のマスターを無力化するには殺す以外に方法がない。
If you're wondering what that noise is, I've got a pen on my leg and I'm using it as a fidget toy because I like keep bouncing.
だからね、たとえマスター本人に戦う意志がないとしても戦いは避けられないのよ。サーバントに襲われたマスターは自分のサーバントでこれを撃退する。それが聖杯戦争なんだって綺麗から嫌っていうほど聞かされたでしょ。
At this point, I'm just gonna make a Reddit video of me reading posts in a from a subreddit, like, and then this would be such a radical departure. Yeah, he told me enough about that last night, but that means the Sevens must fight and kill each other. I thought it would have been enough as long as the Masters made peace with each other and gave up the Holy Grail, but the Servants sense the summons because they also seek the Holy Grail and never give up until they have it. The battles between servants really are inevitable. But then, is the girl who fought so hard to protect me also here to fight and kill for and maybe die all for the Holy Grail? That's awful. I don't know exactly what a heroic spirit is, but Saber's human. It's our bleeding, stupid.
はあ、その点は安心して。サーバントに生死はないから。サーバントは絶命しても本来の場所に帰るだけだもの。
Hence why the
英霊っていうのはもう死んでも死なない現象だからね。
Hence why the servants
戦いに敗れて殺されるのは当事者であるマスターだけよ。
Hence why the servants here reappear in Fate Grand Order. No, I mean, even if their deaths are figurative, it doesn't change the fact that something which takes the form of a human dies in this world.
何？人殺しだっていうの？
Yeah, so
魔術師のくせにまだそんな正義感振り回してるわけ？あなた。
right. As a mage, death is never far. I understand that fact. I've long since resigned myself to it. Bro, resignation. Cringe, bro. But I'm not strong enough to be the judge of when and where other people should live or die. Of course I do. I don't want to be party to some war where people murder each other.
へえ、それじゃあみすみす殺されるのを待つだけなんだ。で、勝ちを他のマスターに譲るのね。
That's not my point. All I have to do is to stay alive until the end, right? I don't intend to kill anyone, but I was also not going to hold back if I need to defend myself. Someone who shows up ready to kill others can't complain about getting killed.
受けに回るんだ。それじゃあ他のマスターが何をしようが傍観するのね。例えば、昨日のあいつが暴れ回って町の人間を皆殺しにしても無視するってわけ？
So someone else also had that idea, but we're going to get to him. We're going to get to them later. But also, defense is the best offense. The thing from yesterday? That twisted inhuman demon. Oh, I'm not inhuman. Twisted, maybe. Inhuman, no. It's strong enough to level a house with a single blow if it set its mind to it. Meh. I'm sure it could destroy all of Miyamo overnight. To make matters worse, servants can turn into spirit form. Humans who lack the ability to sense the supernatural can't even see them. But as soon as servants materialize, they can interact with the physical world. You could say they're the ultimate weapons. No modern technology or weaponry can affect a spiritual form. Our attacks don't work on them, but they can hurt us. It's a depressingly one-sided arrangement. From a normal person's point of view, servants may as well be natural disasters. For if people die to an invisible killer, those deaths would just be treated as accidents or natural causes, like, say, gas leaks. Why? What do you mean, don't masters and servants only attack other masters? What do the people in town have to do with it?
ええ、そうだったらどんなに平和なことか。けど、それなら見届け役の綺麗なんていらないでしょ。一つ言い忘れていたけど、サーバントっていうのは霊なの。彼らはもう完成したものだから、今以上の成長はない。けど、燃料である魔力は別よ。蓄えた魔力が多ければ多いほど、サーバントは生前の特殊能力を自由に行使できるわ。そのあたりは私たち魔術師と一緒なんだけど、あなたこの意味わかる？
Yeah, it's like repeatedly using magecraft. Magical energy is like gunpowder. I love how whenever he starts narrating, literally everybody else in the frame just disappears. Magical energy is like gunpowder. The mage is from the gun itself, like how there are different guns, pistols, rifles, shotguns. Mages all have a different variety of abilities. Different variety. Christ, Zach, read. To continue to the metaphor, servants are more like artillery cannons, firearms, and that Tchaikovsky would have absolutely used them in performances as well. They burn a huge amount of gunpowder to launch massive shells.
そうよ。けどサーバントたちは私たちみたいに自然からマナを提供されてるわけじゃない。基本的に彼らは自分の中だけの魔力で活動する。それを補充するのが私たちマスターで、サーバントは自分の魔力プラス主であるマスターの魔力分しか生前の力を発揮できないの。けどそれだとあなたみたいに半人前のマスターじゃ優れたマスターにはかなわないってことになるでしょ。その抜け道っていうか、当たり前って言えば当たり前の方法なんだけれど、サーバントは他から魔力を補充できる。サーバントは霊体だから同じものを食べてしまえば栄養は取れるってこと。
Eating something similar. You mean other spiritual bodies? But what kind of spirits did they eat?
簡単でしょ。自然霊は自然そのものから力を汲み取る。なら人間霊であるサーバントは一体何から力を汲み取ると思う？
It really isn't an easy question. Just we humans eat meat human spirits like servants have to eat.
ごめんと。まあ魔力の補充なんて聖杯に補助されたマスターからの提供だけで大抵は事足りる。けど一人より大勢の方が大量摂取できるのは当然でしょ。はっきり言ってしまえばね、実力のないマスターはサーバントに人を食わせるのよ。
Hey, I wonder if this is gonna come back at all.
サーバントは人間の原感情や魂を魔力に変換する。自分のサーバントを強くしたいのならそれが一番効率がいい。人間を殺してサーバントへの生贄にするマスターは決して少なくないわ。
Sacrifice, are you saying there might be masters out there who go around killing people to make their servants stronger if they're not choosy about their methods?
そうね。けど頭のいいやつならそんな無駄なことはしないんじゃないかな。いい？サーバントがいくら強力でも魔力の器そのものには限界がある。能力値以上の貯蔵はできないんだから殺して回るにしても限度があるわ。それにあからさまに殺人を犯せば教会が黙ってないし、何よりそのシーンからサーバントの能力と正体が他のマスターたちにバレかねない。もちろんマスター自身の正体もね。
I hate to, complain about this considering I'm reading a visual novel. A visual novel, things I have to read and also play. But that is just a wall of text.
聖杯戦争は自分の正体を隠していた方が圧倒的に有利だから、普通のマスターならサーバントを出し惜しみするはずよ。
That's a bit disturbing, and I'm sure it absolutely won't come up later. I get it. If you don't let anyone know you're a master, then the other masters won't attack you. Conversely, if the other masters know you are, you're just asking to be ambushed. It stands to reason that no one would be reckless enough to let their servant attack civilians and risk getting exposed. And that's a relief. As long as the master doesn't order it, servants shouldn't indiscriminately attack people.
でしょうね。仮にも英雄だもの。自分から人を殺して回るやつはそもそも英雄だなんて呼ばれないだろうけど、もう断言はできないか。暴虐者だからこそ英雄になった例なんていくらでもあるんだし。
Hey, so spoilers. One of the servants in Fate Grand Order is Billy the Kid. Yes, that one. Spartacus also shows up. I think Leonidas does too. Tasaka just casually raises a truly terrifying point. By the way, that probably was doing a lot of legwork there. That she sounds genuine about rather than sarcastic or ironic might be a reflection of her. No, she's gotten to enough of a moral static. Oh, wow.
話を戻しましょうか。で、どうするの？人殺しはしないっていうエミヤ君は他のマスターが何をしようが傍観するんでしたっけ？
I take it back. She's not only twisted, she's a jerk who's going out of her way to drive me into a corner with all of a smile. If it comes to that, I'll go in to stop them. The master won't have much to do as long as their servant has been defeated, right?
はっきれた。自分からマスターは倒さない。けど他のマスターが悪事を働いたら倒すって言うんだ。エミヤ君、自分が矛盾してるって分かってる
？Yeah, I know they're just pretty words, but I can't think of anything else. I'm not changing my principles no matter what you say.
ふーん。問題点が一つあるけど、言っていいかしら？
I can see the gears turning in her head. She's up to something, but I promise to listen, so I need to hear her out. Yeah?
昨日のマスター覚えてる？エミヤ君と私を簡単に殺せとか言ってた子だけど。
How could I forget? She attacked us on our way home without any warning.
あの子、必ず私たちを殺しに来る。 それはエミヤ君にも分かってると思うけど。
Oh, right. That girl's a master too. She knows that Tasaka and I are both masters, so she's bound to come after us eventually. It could be today or tomorrow, but we've already signed our death warrants. I have no chance of stopping that one.
あの子のサーバント、バーサーカーは桁違いよ。マスターとして未熟なあなたにあれは撃退できない。自分からは何もしないで身を守るって言うけど、あなたは身を守ることさえできないわ。
Look who's talking. You have no chance against that thing either.
正面からじゃ勝てないでしょうね。白兵戦ならあれは最強のサーバントよ。きっと歴代のサーバントの中でもあれと並ぶやつはいないと思う。私もバーサーカーに襲われたら逃げ延びる手段はないわ。
That goes for me too. I'm pretty sure I won't survive the next round with that thing. My hand moves unconsciously to my stomach. The wound is close. It's probably not even fair to call this a wound. It's the spot where a gigantic sword nearly killed me instantly. I can't shake off a sudden wave of nausea that wells up in me when I imagine the next time I might get a taste of that blade. Oh god.
そういうこと。わかった。何もしないままで聖杯戦争の終わりを待つなんて選択肢はないってことが。
Yeah, I know that now. But Tasaka, I'm not sure what your point is. I'm not sure you're here just to make fun of my inevitable doom, are you?
そこまで悪趣味じゃない。もう、ここまで言ってるのにわからない？要するに、私と手を組まないかって言ってるの。
What now? What? If I take those words at face value, that means you want to team up with me, Tasaka.
そう。私のアーチャーは致命傷を受けて目下治療中。完全に回復するまで時間がかかるけど、それでも半人前ぐらいの活躍はできるはずよ。で、そっちはサーバントは申し分ないけど、マスターが足引っ張ってやっぱり半人前。ほら、合わせればちょうどいいわ。
Hey, I'm not that bad of a mage.
私が知る限りでもう3回も死にそうになったのに、1日で3回も殺されかける人間なんて初めて見たけど。
But
同盟の対価ぐらいは払うわ。
I'm just sitting here
アーチャーを倒さ
waiting.
れたことはチャラにしてあげて、マスターとしての知識も教えてあげる。ああ、あと暇があればエミヤ君の魔術の腕を見てあげてもいいけど。どう？
It is an attractive proposition. I know next to nothing, and Tasaka does seem knowledgeable. And I like to avoid fighting her if I can.
エミヤ君、答え聞かせてほしいんだけど。
Sure, just me to make a choice. I going to end this episode here because we're 43 minutes in, and I feel like if we continue, it's going to be a while before I find the next good stopping point. With that being said, I do know which one I'm picking. It's the top one, and the spouted one is only going to be used in the event of one of the endings for the next route. That being said, I will see you all next time. Goodbye.